What is up, guys? It's Tom here and welcome to a brand new breaking Liverpool transfer news, and I'm absolutely over the moon and ecstatic to report this news to you guys because it looks like that Liverpool have finally won the race to sign Southampton centre-back for Virgil van Dijk. It's official, Liverpool had a £75 million transfer record fee accepted by Southampton, and agreeing a contract should be a formality because even in the summer Van Dijk wanted to move to Liverpool, and that didn't change one bit. There were rumors by various newspapers that Man City and Chelsea and even Barcelona were also interested in Van Dijk, but I kept telling you guys that if Van Dijk wanted to sign for Liverpool in the summer, he will want to sign for Liverpool in the January transfer window. So the Telegraph and various other newspapers, and also Paul Joyce, who is a very well respected journalist in the English media, has said that Van Dijk wants to join Liverpool from Southampton, and Southampton left Van Dijk out from their past 3 or 4 Premier League squads, which indicated that Van Dijk is negotiating a transfer. And I already made a video a few days before saying that Van Dijk will most likely join Liverpool, and this is just breaking news. Just minutes before pressing the record button on my camera, this news has broken, so I had to make a video. By the way, I'm recording a Liverpool Career Mode episode which should be out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. So the Telegraph article is saying that the two clubs have been in discreet negotiations in recent days behind the scenes, and of course, you know, as I already said, Man City and Chelsea were also interested in Van Dijk, but Liverpool did not ultimately make a formal offer to Southampton last summer, but were ready to pay around £60 million. But now this one is even more money, £75 million. And to be perfectly honest, I don't really care and I don't really mind the transfer fee, because Liverpool's net spend in the past 5 seasons has been about £20 million per season. If you take a look at other top teams, for example, just since Guardiola came to Man City, they spent £460 million. And that's just the way how the Premier League, and that's just the way how football works. You have to spend absolutely huge amounts of money if you want to get the top players. And Van Dijk, make no mistake, he's a top player. I'm not saying that he's in the best 5 centre-backs in the world, but in terms of Premier League centre-backs who have experience, I think he's up there with the best of them. And no wonder Chelsea, Man City and even Barcelona were looking to get Van Dijk. Personal terms of around £180,000 per week are likely to be a formality according to this newspaper, and also there is a growing feeling that a deal may be completed even before the transfer window opens. And this is also huge for Southampton, because Southampton are, you know, just a couple of points above the relegation zone, and they are in desperate need of reinforcements, and this money will go a long way in helping Southampton actually get an overhaul, get better players into their squad so they can fend off relegation and build for the future. Van Dijk's preference has been Liverpool and the chance to work with Jurgen Klopp, and the world transfer record at the moment for a defender is 54 million that Man City spent on Kyle Walker last summer. So this not only breaks Liverpool's transfer record, hell, I think it even doubles it. I think at the moment, you know, I think it's Mohamed Salah who is our most expensive transfer, but probably Naby Keita when it's confirmed. That he's already confirmed to come to Liverpool, but it's when the transfer is finalized in January or next summer, depending on when Leipzig let Naby Keita join Liverpool. That could be the world record for Liverpool. But if this transfer goes through, and I think it will, then Liverpool almost spend double the amount of money of their transfer record on Virgil van Dijk, which is just absolutely brilliant news, and I'm so happy about this. And the fee of 75 million would also be the second highest Premier League transfer in the history of Premier League, behind Paul Pogba. At the moment, Romelu Lukaku is the second most expensive transfer with 75 million, and Liverpool could match that. And this is what big clubs do. This is what big clubs do. Look at Chelsea, they signed Morata for something similar. Look at Manchester United, look at Man City. If you want to be up there with the top teams, you have to spend money to get the big players. There is just no other way. Long are gone the days where you can just build a team around young players and develop. Liverpool have been trying to do this for the past 5 years without a lot of success. As you can see, we developed some young players, but most of them already left or were just not good enough. And yeah, for example, Raheem Sterling left before he turned 21 to Man City, and look at him now. He turned into a brilliant player. But what we can hope for, and this is I think massive in terms of the vision of Jurgen Klopp for this football club, not only this fixes a huge issue, a huge gaping hole in the defense of Liverpool. Since Jamie Carragher retired, actually, I don't think Liverpool had a commanding centre-back like Virgil van Dijk. And I'm not saying that he's the second coming of Jesus or anything like that. He won't solve Liverpool, all of Liverpool's defensive issues, but he will be a rock-solid centre-back. And I think him and Matip, if they can form a good partnership, I cannot see many teams dominate Liverpool in the air going forward like Liverpool used to be dominated by taller, bigger, more robust teams. And Southampton have only won one of their last 11 games, and it's they decided that now is the best time to sell Van Dijk, who actually went on strike, handed in a transfer request, and he did absolutely everything in his power to go to Liverpool in the summer transfer window. And who knows where Liverpool would be with Van Dijk in their team, but there is no point talking about that, because now we can attack the second half of the season with a much better defense, which gives us a better chance of reaching the top 4, and that gives us a better chance of going far in the Champions League. So yes, the transfer fee is an absolutely massive astronomical figure. I know that, I get that, but if Liverpool get into the top 4, and if Liverpool get to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals of the Champions League, then more than half of the transfer fee is already paid for by you know, the success, on the pitch success of Liverpool. Because remember that getting into the Champions League adds another 30 to 40 million pounds into the club's budget. So Pellegrino, the Southampton manager, was under growing pressure to do something with Van Dijk, because it was clear that Van Dijk didn't want to stay at Southampton anymore, and to go for the full season with a player like that, you know, it's not really ideal. And Pellegrino had some quotes which I picked up on before actually this news broke, like a couple of games ago in his pre-match press conference. He said that we don't know what the future holds. There will be rumors around Van Dijk, and we will see what happens. So he changed his attitude towards Van Dijk, because in the summer he said that Van Dijk is not for sale, we don't want to sell him, we want to keep our best players, and the Southampton chairman also said it. But now I think they changed their mind, because they just know that Van Dijk doesn't want to be there, and there is no point keeping a player against his will at the football club for a whole season or even 2 seasons, because it poisons the dressing room as well. It has a negative effect on the other players. And also one very important point that I also made in the summer, that a young player who wants to go to Southampton to develop and maybe use Southampton as a stepping stone, even though if you are a Southampton fan watching this and you might not like that statement, that's the sad reality. Hell, even Liverpool are sometimes a stepping stone to Barcelona or Real Madrid. Look at Xabi Alonso, Mascherano, Luis Suarez, just to name a few players who even Liverpool wasn't a big enough club for them, and they went to one of the Spanish giants. So it can happen to almost all of the clubs. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo left Man United to go to Real Madrid, his dream club. So even one of the biggest clubs, you know, Liverpool, Man United, it happens to almost any big club, that there is the players use that club to develop and use it as a stepping stone to move on to a bigger club with you know, bigger chance of getting trophies. And Van Dijk, you know, if Southampton forced Van Dijk to stay at the club for 1 or 2 years against his will, what would a young player think looking from outside into the situation? A young player would maybe hesitate to join and sign for Southampton if he saw that if I become a world-class player at Southampton, they won't let me join a bigger club, and that's just bad business, because Southampton's whole club model is to develop young players either from the academy, and by the way, Southampton have one of the best young academies in the Premier League, or by signing young players. And Van Dijk cost absolute peanuts. He came from Celtic, and he's sold now for a transfer record, for the most that any defender cost in the football history. But since Neymar's transfer, we need to look at transfer fees a little bit different. So, for example, like 2 summers ago, £75 million for a centre-back would be absolutely outrageous and unheard of. This summer, or this January, after Neymar cost 222 million, every transfer fee just went up by 10 or 20 million pounds. So let me know what do you think about this news. I'm absolutely ecstatic and over the moon. I will keep covering the Liverpool transfer news here on this channel, so subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.